Tonight we're finding out in Virginia and New Jersey, in New York and Maine, what it means to be a Republican and a conservative, including being a social conservative on issues of life and marriage and justice, and on issues that affect the family. Why is it that none of you seem willing to talk about social conservative issues in your campaign? Does that leg of the Reagan conservative triad not mean anything anymore?
Well, Chad, no matter what you talk about, you got to start it with a job. And you got to start it with family stability because they have economic security. Now, nobody here, I haven't heard any of my colleagues, frankly, avoid those questions, not at all. I'm 100% pro-life. I oppose gay marriage. But right now, when I stop and talk to people, Chad, on the street, the first question that comes up is their job. The second question that comes up is I'm getting scared of what the federal government is doing to our health care. The federal government's getting too big. I'm scared that it's Atlas Shrugged, 1953. These social issues are very critical to all of us. And I think you'll get a very clear position here in the next 45 seconds of where we stand. My position's clear. But my priority, Chad, is that you and Samantha have an opportunity to have a job so you can go home to that family and have dinner at night with the comfort of job and economic security.
Senator? Thank you. Good question, important question, Chad. I think your premise is off. Here's the way I treat the issues. I answer it authentically. I think what the public values is authenticity on these issues. I'm pro-life. I believe in traditional marriage, and I have a consistent record to back it up. I think what people get cynical and jaded about is when you evolve depending on the race that you're running on. And so what I've said is very clearly my position is what my position is. I do believe in the sanctity of life. Here's what Republicans can't do. We cannot be a finger-wagging party. We cannot let ourselves become a party that looks down its nose constantly and judges harshly those who disagree with us. Abraham Lincoln argued a long time ago on these tough issues, these complex moral issues on which we all have deep-seated passions and arguments. The best tool is persuasion, not judging. And so my argument is that my argument as a proudly pro-life conservative is that we need to argue the facts for our case, recognizing that reasonable people can and do disagree, and do our best to persuade them.
Dan, a lot of people just aren't asking the question. We're here to answer the questions that are being asked of us, and I've been 250 events across the state, and not until last weekend in Colorado Springs have I ever been asked about social issues. It's the first time in 7 months anybody asked. I think it reflects that we have learned what the real priorities are to the people of Colorado and the people of America. And I'll echo Scott. What people are concerned about is the economy. They're concerned about jobs in general. They're concerned about their job. And it's just not on the top of people's minds right now, so we'll address them accordingly, and I'm more than willing to address them. And I've got it in writing right on my website. I don't hide from things. If you go to my website, under my volunteer time, I taught adult Bible study at a Southern Baptist church for 7 years. I was the administrator of that same church for 6 months between pastors. I think you can assume you know where I stand on social issues if I did that, but to make it official, I'm pro-life, and not only at the beginning of life, but at the end of life. The sanctity of life is valuable on both ends of the spectrum. Time is up quickly. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Marriage is not a right. It's a privilege. And it's a privilege that is ordained in Scripture that's supposed to be between a man and a woman. Is that simple enough? I think we've got that part. So I'll leave it at that.